Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. For Duggar family latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Jill Duggar Dillard and her husband Derek were overjoyed when they found out they were expecting their fourth Childa baby girl. Her name would be Isla Marie Dillard, and she was already loved by her parents and her three older brothers. They eagerly waited for her arrival, dreaming of the day she would fill their home with her cries, her coos, and her tiny giggles. But sometimes, life doesn't follow the plan. At a routine checkup, they heard the words no parent ever wants to hear, "There is no heartbeat." Their beautiful baby girl had died in the womb. She was stillborn just months before her expected birth. The couple shared their heartbreak publicly. It is with heavy hearts that we announce the stillbirth of our beautiful baby girl, Isla Marie Dillard. From the moment we found out we were pregnant, we couldn't wait to meet our baby. They held a memorial service for Isla. There was a tiny white coffin, soft toys, handwritten notes, and pale pink flowers. Her name, Isla meaning devoted to God and Marie meaning wished for child, reflected how deeply wanted and cherished she was. Jill and Derek's three sons had looked forward to meeting their baby sister. They never got the chance. We will love you forever and hold you in our hearts until we hold you in heaven. Jill Duggar is one of the Duggars who has done the most whistleblowing out of the family. Duggar News followers understand it's not easy going after the people who raised her, but they have been appreciative of her for speaking her truth and calling out the problematic elements. Now, most of Jill's posts surround her home life, her loving husband Derek, and her beautiful kids. One of the major sources of Jill's income is her social media presence. Hence, she is constantly posting things and sharing highlights from her life for everyone's entertainment. However, her new post caused a massive uproar on the internet. So what exactly did Jill do which was so offensive? Let's find out. Duggar News. Jill Duggar details concerns about high-risk pregnancy. Won't have more kids? Jill Duggar had a devastating year. It was during her second trimester of her fourth pregnancy that she ended up having a stillbirth. It was a big deal for her and her husband, Derek Dillard. They had already named their baby girl Isla Marie. They also had a funeral for her in their backyard, and she shared many posts talking about her little one. In an Ask Anything session, a viewer wanted to know if she would have more kids or if she was content with her three boys. Well, Jill happily said that they tried to find a girl and talked about Isla Marie. She also said that her pregnancies are high risk, so she and her husband weren't trying at the moment. They were not sure if it would be worth it to try at that point because of Jill's health concerns. She did say that her deliveries and pregnancies from the past have been very difficult. Duggar News. Jill faces criticism for debuting new Hairdo. Jill Duggar is always sharing wholesome family updates on her Instagram handle. The Duggar News star has made her husband and kids her sole priority. That's precisely why most of her reels and pictures on the platform contain her husband and kids. But this time around, Jill tried to do something different. She shared a post about how she added a little summer happy to her hair. Well, the video had Jill twirling around with light-colored dreads and braids in her hair. While many people appreciated her in the comments section, others felt differently. On Reddit, someone shared the link to Jill's post and kept saying how offensive it was. Many angry viewers began to call it a classic example of cultural appropriation. The post has since then been deleted from Reddit because of the insensitive comments. Someone also commented, "This ain't it." Others said that white people shouldn't experiment with dreads because of the backlash that comes with it and has been happening through the years. Since then, Jill has not responded to the trolling and backlash. What do you think? Would she make a post explaining herself? How do you feel about Jill's hair? Was it offensive to you? Tell us in the comments. Keep an eye on TV season and spoilers for more Duggar News updates. Jinger and Joy-Anna Duggar address drama after sisters both gave their daughters same nickname. Jinger Duggar Volo is sharing the backstory behind how her niece and her daughter share the same nickname. The soon-to-be mom of 3, 31, and her husband Jeremy Volo sat down with her sister Joyanna Duggar Forsyth on the latest episode of the Jinger and Jeremy podcast to talk about everything from faith to falling in love. During the episode, the trio also revealed the backstory behind how their daughters got the same nickname. There is some drama with the name. Well, it's not really drama, but it was a funny incident with Evie when you named Evelyn. Tell that story, Jeremy said to Joyanna. We've had 2 people in the last week be like, oh, there's 2 Evies. Because especially when we're together we get asked, added Joyanna. Y'all kept your Evie. Her name was a secret until she was born, and she was born about 6 months before our Evie, Jinger explained. When she was born, you sent a video to the family, and you said, first, we're going to tell you the nickname name. It's Evie. When you sent that video, I'll never forget, we look at each other like, oh my goodness, Jeremy added. At the time, the couple who typically keep their names quiet called Joyanna and her husband Austin Forsyth to find out if it was okay that their names were the same. We did not care at all, but I do remember y'all calling me and I was like, that's so great. It's going to be confusing, but it's going to be awesome, Joyanna added. As Jinger prepares to welcome another bundle of joy, she is tapping into some sisterly support. The Counting On star, who currently shares 2 daughters, Evangeline, 4, and Felicity, 6, with her husband, told PUPL in an exclusive interview earlier this month that she has been leaning on her sister Joyanna a lot as she prepares to welcome a new baby into her family. I've been talking to Joy a lot because we're kind of in the same season. She has 3 kids and I'm going on 3 kids, said Jinger, whose latest book, People Pleaser, was released on January 14. And so we chat a ton, just FaceTime calls, or just to catch up. Joyanna and husband share sons Gunnar, 20 months, and Gideon, 6, and daughter Evelyn, 4. On January 14, the reality star revealed the of her 3rd baby with her husband, 3 months after announcing the news of their pregnancy. We're having a boy, and we're very excited, she told Entertainment Tonight. I was so shocked to find out it was a boy because I feel like everything felt the same. I actually had a lot of similarities to the pregnancy with the girls. I was so shocked, I almost fell off my chair, she said, adding that having a boy was a foreign thing to the couple after welcoming 2 girls. I was like, how is this the boy gonna fit in? But we are keeping the name a secret until the baby's born, which is what we always do. Duggar Volo noted that the 2 have faced less judgment with names after choosing to wait until the baby is born. We've had friends who've had issues with people like, oh, I'm gonna share the name, and then no one likes it, she explained. But once that baby's born, everybody thinks it's the cutest name ever. So that's our motto, our theory on it. Jinger Duggar and Lydia Plath surprise fans with epic TLC reality series crossover. It's been a long time since the Duggar family was part of a TLC reality show, but it seems like at least one of them is friends with someone who is. In an Instagram photo dump that Jinger Duggar shared over the weekend, she quietly revealed that she spent time with Welcome to Plathville star Lydia Plath, something that has definitely thrown fans for a loop. Jinger's followers recognized someone familiar in her post. Hidden among the photos that Jinger shared from her weekend are a few snaps that include Lydia and her husband, Zach Wise. In one of them, Jinger is posing for a selfie with Lydia and a couple of other women while out in Los Angeles together. It didn't take long before fans started leaving comments asking if that was Lydia Plath in the pictures, to which Jinger responded yes. Lydia also shared a photo on her own Instagram stories. Lydia shared the post on her Instagram stories, showing a photo of her and Zach sitting together on the couch in Jinger's house, holding her baby boy, Finn, who arrived at the end of March. No word on why Lydia and Zach were in lay or how she and Duggar ended up becoming friends, but it is sweet to see them enjoying time together. After all, can anyone understand what it's like to be on a TLC reality show other than another TLC reality? Star fans were happy to see Lydia and Duggar together. Pregnant Jessa Duggar reveals gender of baby no. 6 on sister Duggar's podcast. Jessa Duggar and Ben Seewald are expecting their 6th baby, and the former Counting On couple recently shared some updates about the pregnancy on Duggar Duggar and Jeremy Volo's podcast. Ben and Jessa covered a wide variety of topics, like how their relationship began, the pressure of having a public romance, and the sex of their 6th baby. Ben also shared Jessa's due date, July 21. That means the Seewalds are less than 2 months away from welcoming their little one. Ben and Jessa, who are parents to Spurgeon, Henry, Ivy, Fern, and George, announced they were expecting their 6th baby on March 7 with an Instagram post of a sonogram. Since announcing she was expecting, Jessa hasn't shared a ton about her pregnancy. During a recent trip to California to visit sister Duggar, though, Jessa opened up about baby no. 6. A 6th baby wasn't always in the plan. Having a huge family might seem like no big deal for someone who was on a show called 19 Kids and Counting, but Jessa admitted that she and Ben weren't initially planning to have a 6th baby. After having their 3rd child, Ben and Jessa started saying this is the last one, but then a year and a half or 2 years later, they would start getting baby fever again. So while Jessa and Ben think that their 6th baby is their last one, they're not making any promises. Boy or girl? At the end of the podcast, Duggar and Jeremy asked the question everyone's been wondering, is baby no. 6 a boy or girl? Before answering, Jessa explained that historically, she and Ben don't share the gender of their baby before birth, even though the two of them find out. That said, they usually let Duggar and Jeremy in on the news since they live so far away. Should we tell them right here live on the podcast? Ben wondered. Jessa agreed to tell Duggar and Jeremy in that moment, but told them they'd have to bleep it out in the video. Here's what went down. Although you can't hear what Jessa says or see her mouth, fans are convinced that Jessa said they're having a boy. It's a boy. You could totally tell that's what she said, one person commented. I'd say her mouth looked like it said boy, said another commenter. No matter what, we'll know for sure about the gender of the baby in just about 7 weeks. Gallery list is invalid or empty. Jessa, Duggar, Seewald and her husband, Ben Seewald, are going to be parents again in March 2025. The couple, who starred in TLC's 19 Kids and Counting and its spin-off series, Counting On, announced that they are expecting their 6th child. Prior to their wedding on November 1, 2014, Jessa was already thinking about becoming a mom. We both want to have a big family, she told P.O.P.L., adding that they were excited about building a future together, one filled with kids. Jessa and Ben welcomed their first child, son Spurgeon, in November 2015. Their second son, Henry, was born in February 2017, followed by their daughter Ivy in May 2019. After experiencing a pregnancy loss in 2020, Jessa welcomed another daughter, Fern, in July 2021. After another miscarriage in 2022, she gave birth to the pair's 5th child, son George. Here's everything to know about Jessa Duggar Seewald's children, Spurgeon, Henry, Ivy, Fern, George, and the baby on the way. Spurgeon Elliott Seewald 9. Jessa and Ben welcomed their first child, Spurgeon Elliott, on November 5, 2015, just days after their first wedding anniversary. Their son was born at their home in Arkansas after a difficult, nearly 48-hour delivery. Labor is hard, Jessa told P.O.P.L. days after his birth, calling the experience very intense and very long. She went through 10 hours of contractions before Spurgeon arrived. Everything was different than I expected, she added. Shortly after giving birth, the new mom had to be rushed to the hospital for a blood transfusion, but was quickly able to return home and begin her journey into motherhood. "I can't believe he's really ours," she said, calling her newborn son a miracle. The couple spent some time choosing the perfect name for their little one. "We want to give him a strong name, with a lot of meaning," Jessa told Pupil at the time. Ultimately, they opted to name him after one of Ben's heroes, the influential British preacher Charles Spurgeon. Joy Anna Duggar's dance video, showing the different outfits of motherhood, has people giggling. Anyone who's caught a few episodes of 19 Kids and Counting already knows that the Duggar kids have had very different childhoods from what many of us experienced growing up. Being under the umbrella of Bill Gothard and the Institute in Basic Life Principles meant that they weren't able to enjoy mainstream movies or music and had to follow a restrictive dress code. Of course, dancing was totally off the table because it is considered too sinful. And now that Joy Anna Duggar is making the choice to break another one of the rules she used to live by, fans are cheering. Joy Anna Duggar showed off her moves in a new video. In the video, Joy is dancing to Justin Timberlake's "Can't Stop the Feeling" as she changes into different outfits to show what a wide variety of clothing she has in her closet. "One day I'm Pinterest mom, next day I'm just happy I'm dressed," she wrote in her caption, adding, "Can you tell I didn't dance as a kid?" Fans are cheering her on in the comments. In the comments, so many of Joy's followers applauded her dancing. She might not have the same moves as a professional would, but plenty of people were proud of her for doing something that was forbidden while she was growing up. "I've been following your family since before some of your siblings were even born, and I gotta say I love this content," one comment said. "You harmlessly dancing around, full of literal joy singing and rocking these outfits. You seem so happy, and watching this made me happy." Another person added, "Oh my gosh, I could cry watching how happy you are dancing, not to mention to a great song. I'm so happy for you." Her critics have a lot of thoughts. On a popular Duggar-related subreddit, Joy's critics aren't all that happy for her for breaking the rules and dancing instead. Some took this opportunity to point out that this is just one of the ways the Duggars are making their religious beliefs more relatable. It's all part of the overall rebranding of fundamentalism into something more palatable to the general public. "So I'm not sure Jim Bob Duggar cares as much as we think," one person wrote. "It's all a rebranding strategy, and it's working. Do they even know what real dancing is?" said another comment. "They all give the idea that their lifestyle is." In October, Jinger and Jeremy Volo revealed that their brother Jason Duggar's 2024 wedding to Maddie Grace was the first in their family to ever have a dance floor, which led to some truly confused wedding guests. So there were some times when the DJ would turn on a song, and the dance floor would be full cause it was, like the cha-cha slide or whatever Jinger said at the time. He would turn it on, 'cause it tells you exactly what to do. So all these people would get out there and do it, and then he'd turn on the next song, and there would be no one out there 'cause no one knows how to dance, or they don't want to get out there and be the only one.